It is March 24th in the evening. I've got a 27 player $2 tournament about to start here. There's another 27 player that's a dollar. We'll see if that one fills or not. Sometimes they're kind of sporadic on Bovada. Feel pretty good about my game these days. I'm still about $20 away from cracking that $200 point. I'm gonna have to take first in 2 or 3 tournaments. At least one 27 player out of that to push me over the top. But overall, I feel pretty good that I can do that eventually. And man, why won't that other 27 player fill? I'll get into another 9 player so I can have some action at the other table. But yeah, feels pretty good. I keep seeing stuff from the lodge, poker room, and Round Rock. I'll need to venture out eventually when I get my car back. Figure out what I can do to play in person. That'll be pretty interesting. I haven't done as much of that, so let me see if I can get this other table loaded. There we go. No major insights, just pretty standard. A lot of grinding, being at the tables, having a basic idea of whether I think I'm ahead, some risk taking. The tournament last night, I just got fed up with a guy and just called his bet, and it was way outgunned, but got very lucky one hand. And when a guy keeps pushing you and pushing you, eventually you have to pick something to stand up with. It's pretty good for my hand, and I still got the straight draw. 7 would fall. That's not what I was looking for. Let me That's kind of a shitty sizing. We'll see what happens. I let it go. Mathematically, I'm not even sure how that's supposed to work out. And even when I talk about the mathematics, I talk about it like I think the opponents know what's going on. It's like these guys are calling with really, really wide ranges. Give me 2 8s. Meh. Somebody got King Jack or. And he did re-raise, by the way. And this, like, listen, I know I got ace high, but not this time. Not with what's going on right there. Yeah. And my ace 8 would not have been good. That was, I knew better than that. Those two guys were betting like they had it. My 2 pair would not have held up. Pretty much a no-go. Okay, cool. I appreciate the donation. Shows you my confusion about what's going on at the table sometimes. Uh-oh, here's Robert getting himself in trouble. It's coming. Fold there, but Queen Jack. Queen Jack is the hand that pretty consistently is the edge. Where I'm like, yeah, let me do something real dumb with this and lose a big stack. That was a quick decision. Oof. Was it just ace king suited? Or was it ace queen suited? 2 times the big blind. Ace king offsuit. Okay. And the funny piece is, I would have taken it with my queen jack, but how often is it good? It's always annoying when it doesn't hit, but it's like it doesn't hit that often. 2 jams, call. I get queen jack. My brother is going to have a crawfish boil in April. I am excited about that. I have not been to a crawfish boil in years, and it is my brother and his wife. That's going to be great. What else is going on? Classes, Kristen and Danielle teaching, getting those scheduled. I'm teaching in Arkansas is it May? I think it's May. Let me check. What am I doing in my life? Yes, Arkansas in May. Um, just lots going on. It's going to be really interesting. I was in the big blind. Part of me wants to bet, but I'm like, let me see another card. Okay, now I got a straight draw. Like in addition, nobody bet, you know. Now let's put some out there and see what happens. So bet. I mean, they could have the flush, but we'll see. The other table, they just let it go to me. Don't love this, but If somebody's got a jack, they let it go to me after I bet. Pretty good flop for my hand. Improved. Now the problem is if he's got king 10 or ace 10. I'm gonna call this. And then here I'm a little more confused. I'm just gonna call. Aha! And that's what I was hoping for. That's, oh, that was sweet. That cinched the deal right there. Are you ready? Drum roll. Does he have quads? Nice. I mean, you know, I did try to tell you I had it. Um, so 128. I could still draw four. Let me see another card here that really didn't improve my hand. It gave somebody else a potential flush draw. There's very little likelihood I'm going to draw that four. I think it's just better to fold here. I'll bet half a pot and see what he does. Queen Jack here is kind of confusing because there's a lot of stuff he could have. I get an additional draw because of the 8. It gives me is like a double gut shot, so it's like 1 in 5 to draw a 9 or a king. And I haven't flinched. I bet pre-flop, bet after the flop, bet after the turn. Part of me wanted to bet it again, but yeah, he wasn't going to let it go. Lose the small pots. The Queen 10 was pretty glorious. That was a wonderful river. It's nice when the hand improves. I'll check that. Check. 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 That improved. And I'm gonna bet here because I've got a double gut shot again. Yeah, could go 2 different ways, 3 different ways. What the fuck am I saying? I had a 1 in 5 of drawing either card that would give me a straight. That's what I was trying to say. I wasn't sure what was going on right there. Uh-oh. The other table, I'm going to bet that up. This, I'm gonna bet it out. I'm a little nervous about the potential for the flush draw with the spades, but we'll see what happens. I didn't even see what the hell he had. He did win, but let me go check it out in a second. Bet a pot here. Let me open this. Let's see what the hell he did. Uh, okay. I mean, he could be ahead, but we'll see. Nope, not that time. Here, let me call, mainly because I'm suited. Not super great. Fold. It sucked losing that hand, but let me see if I can pull that up real quick so I can, because I didn't even have it on screen. I was busy doing something else. I had two pair. Oh, ace and a three. Oh, dude, you rivered it. Oh, gross, dude. That's disgusting. That's just gross. I mean, technically I have a draw, but eh. Ace three, man, that's just trash. At least this is the dollar table. I just had to check that. Drew out ace three. Ugh. Oof. Not the flop I wanted. But I let it go. And, well, I hit something at least. Okay, my hand improved. He didn't show back any aggression. Aces and threes with a two. I say bet again. And that puts him in, so we'll see what happens. Nice. And again, this is the three table 27 player. This is the dollar table that I got whooped up on with my ace three. I got beat up. Um, I think I'll just call here. Him betting two times the big blind. He could have any like weak ace. I don't think my flush draw feels particularly strong. I think I'd just rather wait for a hand where I had a clearer notion that I was ahead. Yeah. And I would have drawn it, but the other thing is, in my stack size, they're going to start to feel like I'm being a bully at the table, so they're going to bet back at me more. Yeah, I'm considered second place out of 17 at the moment, so a little more pushback, I think. If that third table cranks up, I'm probably just going to let it kind of sit. I have problems trying to record and play three tables. It looked like there were, was it 15 out of 27? Yeah, and it'll probably take a little while. Once it gets past the 20s, it really takes off, but we'll see how it goes. Uh, you already showed two times with a pair of tens. I think I'd rather bet half the pot and see who keeps going. They might slow play if they had a jack. If I got any major playback, I'd probably let it go. Nice. Uh-oh. Reporting for duty. Let's so I was in a big blind. I'm just gonna check here. This is the big blind special. Somebody bet something so I can call, please. Oh, much better. Much improved. Now, there is a possibility for oh, so no, that's true. I already got the full house, so the flush wouldn't even do it if they drew another heart. Number 21 confuses me. He played a hand earlier against a guy and took a big pot. Let me go back. I want to see if I can see that. It wasn't that one. No, it wasn't that one. Oh, he had an ace and a nine. That's what it was. Okay. Just took a big pot off a guy. Was praying he didn't call with some shitty king. Nice. Pretty hot over here. And my stack is big enough again, they'll think I'm stealing. Even if I ran into aces here, somebody jammed, I'd probably call. That looked like I was trying to buy it. He could have called with Jack 10, but I don't guess it. My 7 and 9 might have been nice. Bet here, I would like to just take the blinds. Avoid a heavy altercation. Uh-oh. Um, this is challenging. I will definitely call 50 chips for that. That made a little more promising. I will check that. Uh, Jacks. I don't know. What's the odds? Let's bet at him and see what he does. Oof. It was a jam. This other table, I got King 10 offsuit in the big blind. Now that sucks, but you know, the guy's fucking limping with a pair of kings. This is just the dollar table, so you know, it is what it is. It's like I got ace queen. Do I want to be out of position with it from the small blind from a limper? And over here, I'm gonna bet half the pot, see if I can get him in. I bust out. No, I do not. And over here, does that improve my hands? Yeah. He could have king queen, though I doubt it. I mean, my betting says I have a king. And let's see, fold there. I think half a pot. Yeah, just a little bit, just to put him in. Uh, yeah. No, that worked out. Did they even show? Yeah, it didn't show what he actually had. I'm short here. I think this is called for. After that ace queen debacle to his kings, it's just what it is. Yeah, I think this is it. I mean, we can bubble, but it's okay. Got to be a little careful. People will play back at me for, you know, having a big stack, being aggressive, but taking the blinds if they're being kind of passive is really lucrative when they start going up. And I'm way out in front. I'm way out in first by like 3K chips at least. 2K chips, 2,500 almost. The next person has 8K, I think. There's 13 people left, so place 10 is where the real money starts. Or I'd say 10 is where the money starts, 5 is where the real money starts. Yeah. Let's play the game. And if he jams, I'll call with this, but I felt like the jam might look like I'm just trying to buy it with a big stack, whereas a standard bet might, make it feel like I actually had something. Uh, no, let's just go. I was gonna bet, but it's like 300 is like a third of my stack almost. I don't love this in this position, but uh-oh. Come on, limp in. The other table, I'm just gonna standard bet king queen offsuit. Give me a jack. Oops. Oh well. Let's see what happens over here. And I hooked one. Yeah, going out in fifth, I mean, it kind of sucked. Like, he did the same shit again. He had a pair of queens. He bet, I think, 2 times the big blind. But I was already, pretty weakened. There, I just push fold, basically. It just didn't feel like I was in a position to do much else. And I remind myself that it is only $1. And it's $1 I can, due to my lifestyle and leanings, my regularly eating kippered snacks, that I can afford. Let me see how many more. 6 more and that other 27 player. So I'm just gonna let it ride for now, just on this one. It is challenging for me when I have a stack this size, so much bigger than the other people at the table. They usually get annoyed and start really playing back at me, and it can really kind of screw things up because they assume I'm just, being a bully. I hate to say this, but if I'm trying to protect my stack and I think of it as like playing defensively, that is not a good position for me. To date, playing in person and having that happen was one of the more humiliating things I've had at a table. It sucked to be like this against two guys and just get whittled away for 30 minutes or an hour and then bubble. But it also is part of the game. It's something you have to become comfortable with as much as possible. It's kind of like bad beats and suck outs, catching coolers. Just happens. Guy had ace three. Oh, well, I mean, sometimes guy lucks out. Or he won't let go and catches some. Now they're tightening up because of the bubble. This is a perfect opportunity for me to start stealing. But I'm also going to be mindful because these guys stack sizes, they'll start jamming all in. if I'm not careful. See, part of me wants to bet this, but I just feel like I'm so likely to get a jam from one of them. Do I want to be stuck with that hand with my hand in the cookie jar? Not so much. Let me see if I can get this set up. And there we go. Now, can I resize? A little bit more. There we go. It's been a while. 227 players. It's been a while. Fold. There's going to be a lot of, jamming at the 27 player, like getting to the bubble over here. And I do not want to be stuck with hands like this. To a degree, intimidate, yes, but I also, this is me. I kind of like it when the other players are like, okay, he got there because he won all those chips, and he seems to only bet when he's got it. Therefore, I feel like they respect my bets. My table image is a little bit better instead of being so loose that they're calling me and being exceedingly aggressive with fairly mediocre holdings. Ugly river. Uh-oh. Uh, 370. I think just on value on the 10 alone, my stack is big enough. I'm gonna call that. Give me a 7. Nope. And I mean, the guy, what'd he do? Like, his stack is so small. Are you gonna pull out some statistics on me and go, you shouldn't have called that? Like the guy had nothing left. I lost to a pair of aces. It does in fact happen. Now, crazy bet? No. Standard bet? Yes. Now, his choice is what? Fold, call, jam it all in. I'll call. Okay, I'm going to bet 3/4 of the pot, see how he responds. Fold here. He let it go. Robert lost to aces with 10-3 offsuit. I'd prefer to avoid a massive conflict here. We'll see what happens. I would prefer to just pick up the blinds. There's a lot of and that's a much better situation. I was worried he might have had a pair, even like a pair of tens higher. But does he want to keep going with the blinds this big, this far in, when we're almost at the money? And you got to keep that in mind. Like I can take more risk than he can. Excuse me. Classic battle. Hmm. Yeah, I'm almost twice anybody else's stack at the tournament. If 26 puts it in, I'm calling. It's a good spot for him to steal. He might think I'd be at play back at him, but this far in, do I want to, contend with it? Yeah, he bets the pot. It's like, do I want to contend with a guy who could have a weak ace, even a flush draw? Other table's on a break for another 3 minutes. Oof. Somebody won because they went up to almost as much as me. Yeah, somebody absorbed somebody's stack. Bet. Bet. Let's do this. All right. The other table is live again. They put it in. I'm going to call. If he does anything crazy, I'll let it go. And I have a complete friggin' airball. Nice. And the other table, they let it go to me. Somebody woke up with a hand. Nice hand. But I think ace three suited in my position, that's completely reasonable. Let that go. Over here, I'm going to actually bet just a standard amount. I don't know what his 2 times the big blind is exactly, but we'll see. I'm in position there. And the 2 times the big blind. If he had just standard bet, in my head, I'm like, oh, he could, could really have a hand. He bets 2 times the big blind, and I'm like, I don't really know if he has anything. I receive that very differently. Mm, I mean, I don't like it, and my concern is I'm likely to get a jam from somebody, but I think it's strong enough to bet with. They certainly don't want to bubble right now. And stealing blinds when they're like this is very lucrative. I've also had a table image that's pretty tight for the most part. Uh-oh. I think I'm gonna bet here. I don't love this, but maybe I can pick up the blinds. And that's just going all in. I actually think it's better to just jam it. He might fold, though it's unlikely. Man, king, king again. Damn. How many times am I to lose the king, king from that guy? And I wasn't going to fold it. I mean, he did make a solid bet, but we're right at the bubble. He bet the pot on this. I'm going to call. That I don't like. The only thing that would give me a certainty would be like a 5. I think it's better to just cut my losses and be done here. It was a risky position raising ace 2 to begin with, but don't think the 7-8 is strong enough. I'm just going to sit back for a minute. The kings suck, but it's also like trying to intimidate him to get him to fold. It just, for me, when I saw ace queen, it's like it's all going in. Anybody at this table, doesn't matter. And I'm in second place now. Somebody's just 1,000 or so chips ahead of me. Uh-oh. This could be trouble. Because of some of those stack sizes, we'll see how it goes. It's also completely fresh at a new table, so good. No challenges. Those aces, man. I mean, kings. Those kings hurt, but um, I don't. Oh, I didn't mean to limp. I misclicked. Um, I don't know what else to do with that. That's just, kind of par for the course as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he's also, betting half his stack, doesn't want to bubble, got a pair of kings. He's worried that I'm in position with a pair of aces, or not a pair of aces, but an ace that I could get lucky with. Fold. That was an easy way of getting away from that. Oh, man. You missed it over here. Oof. Let's see here. Let me go back to this. I want to see this. This was ugly. Fold. Fold. Go away. So he bet 2 times the big blind. Big stack called. Bet after the flop. Got a call. Bet again. Got a call. Oh, Oh man, number 15 who got wiped out had 3 kings at the flop, and the big stack had 3-4 offsuit and hit an open-ended straight draw at the river with a 2. Ugh. Blech. Funky, man. Funky. It sure did make its chip stack look nice though. And I'm pretty certain if I can hang out with no major errors, I can get at least a 5th place, make some decent money on this one. Here we are undetermined currently. Let me actually pull up the stats. Oof. On fold. 9 and a 6 at the other table. Fold. Here we go. I'm in 16th place at the other table, and the top 5 get paid here. So here they come, the limpers. I think it's worth a bet when nobody else has bet all the way through. If somebody goes crazy, I'll let it go, but I will definitely let this go after that jam. I just don't think it's strong enough to be calling a jam with. And this will be interesting. Okay, I'm glad that 23 is not involved. Everybody else, I would pretty much put him in on this. I'm not super excited about 5K in the big blind, but we'll wait and see what happens. Not the flop I was hoping for. Um, if he has spades, he's probably going to push back at me. God damn it. The other table, the fucker shoved all in again. All right, so this is a complete waste of shit over here because I got an ace. I'm going to fold at the other table because I don't want to call. So what do? Does he have a spade? Is he going to bluff a spade? God damn it. I mean, I understand why he did it, but it's just shitty. So we'll see what happens when it comes around to me. That's a no. Gonna put it in. Good. And I did bet. I didn't go crazy with the ace jack for various reasons, but I was a little more concerned about his stack size. And this is weak enough that I don't think I want to try to bet into 23 when they're in the big blind. Everybody's limping over here. Now, I wonder if he thought I had a spade. But it's okay. I'm still like in fine shape. Pair of twos. No, that might do it. I don't want to get involved in an altercation, but we'll see what happens. They've seen what I played so far. I had ace jack and raised. Big stack, let it go, fortunately. What does he do? It's half his stack. Good. Just pick up another blind. It's good. Very happy with that outcome. That hand was just annoying. It's like, what would he have called with? He's not betting aggressively. All the spades. He could have any spade and beat me. It's like I got a chance to check it down, but he still had three of a kind. I think this is it. Just put it in. We just don't have anything. I could make a standard bet, but this feels like there's so many things in position that could call and beat me. And again, it's a 27 player, but it's just a dollar tournament, so not as concerned. When I'm at the final table over here, that's a little different. So this, what did I do? Nah, I think it's better to just get out of the way. And they did let it go at the other table. Surprised. The fours would have worked. The other table. Oof. So normally I would, but he's really aggressive. His stack is bigger. I've got 22 who's played back at me, and I'm in the small blind. I'd prefer to just let that go. I don't like giving the big stack the blinds, but from the small blind, that would be really hard to play out of position. You made the money. Come on. Oh, he folded. One more, and we get the what I call the real money. We'll see what these stacks do first. If I get any action, I'm not going to call, but I am going to bet this. I'm not looking for somebody to play back at me, particularly the big stack, and he didn't. They let it go. Good. It's another one of those where I don't want him to play back at me, but we'll see what happens. Either these two stacks, if they put it in, I call. Yeah, nice. Give me aces. Oh, yes. I called it. Now, nobody believes me at this point. They're like, fuck this guy, stealing the fucking blinds. That could be a problem. However, I'm not folding. Maybe he's got the king, and he's got it if he does, but let's go. Nice. If he was going to bet that, I was probably going to call. Over here, still super low. I feel much better to have won my stack back at the final table over here. I will probably bet this on him, hoping to catch a 2 and crack him bad, but we'll see. Okay, in this position with a pair of 2s, I think I'm gonna flat this, and I'm praying for another 2, of course. Did not catch the 2. Let's go ahead and check. If he bets at that, I have to let it go. There's no way around that. Yeah, I don't think that's a good hand to keep going with. If either of them shove, I'll call. I will bet with this. And this is, if I didn't have a big enough stack, there's no way I would bet with this. Good. Totally happy just to take the blinds. And the big stack is not playing back at me, which is pretty good. At least not aggressively. Just nothing over here. Seven deuce, come on now. Why don't you just give the guy the chips? Oh, I fucking god damn it. Nice hand, man. He didn't have anything left, but it was like I was like, "AK, I'm good. I'm good." I'm like, he's gonna fucking river, and I know it. No, he is. That's one of those things at a table where I'll be like, "Sorry," and it's like, "Oh no, you're yeah." Just like that's not a sorry, man. That's you playing poker and you got lucky. Um, Jack and a six. Man, he's got a weird bet size. I think I'll call just to see a flop. Not particularly excited. And he might have bet small because he's trying to get you involved, trying to get me to hook into something I won't let go of. There's 3K out on the table. Like if I turn to Jack, yeah, it's like him betting almost the pot. Like, let's let it go. And I won't get too crazy if he calls this and starts betting back into me or something. But I think it's worth it. Heads up against him. Come on, man. Half your fucking stack. And see, this is the thing. It's more likely a semi bluff, but I don't think it's my hand is strong enough to call with. On the button, Queen 10, I think this is pretty obligatory for a raise. I don't want to have a massive confrontation, but I think this is totally worth a bet. I don't think the two helped him. He could think I have a jack, but we'll see. Yeah, I just call him with some trash ace. Statistically, probably should have like put him in for something. He might have just let it go, but probably should have bet. Was a little nervous of making a huge pot I couldn't take. I'm gonna bet here if 22 or 23 get involved, that's a problem. Because I don't like this hand, but I think it's oh come on. I'll call. Oh yes. I am Robert. I promise to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. Jam that shit in, and I'm about to call you. I'm gonna call. It looks like I got King 10. Man, okay, he had something real weak. That re-raise, that was scary. I was like, man, I almost just let it go. I was like, I don't think that's gonna pan out, but that worked really well. I mean, betting with Queen Jack, he doubles my bet. I call and catch two pair or top two pair. That's pretty sweet. Maybe I should have, I don't know, played a little different. I didn't think he would re-raise with a pair of eights. Man, 24 over here has been patient. So what's the purpose of his re-raise? Does it look like aces? Yeah, I don't think that's strong enough for anything. Mostly hope 22 doesn't get involved, but we'll see what happens. If he jams, I call. And do not give him the flush. Yeah. I think I'll just call here and see what happens. My stack is big enough. I'm confused about the 2 times the big blind in first position. I mean, he could have aces, and with his small stacks, trying to suck somebody in. I'm not calling with it. It's very profitable for him, but I just don't have anything. And we did get the 5th place, so the money's pretty good here. It gets even better, and my stack's pretty big, so I've got a good chance at taking first. I don't know if I want to call with this. Let me see what they do. It's just him, and it had to be the goddamned ace. Of course it is. Not calling with it. Just didn't hit anything. It's a whole lot of red. Oh man, he could have king jack, king queen. There's a huge range of hands he could be ahead of me with. I'll just check it and see what he does. I thought about betting it out, but that's a tiny bet. And it at least gave me a draw. This is a pretty good spot. If he put like his whole stack in, I'm challenged. That's enough for a call. Yeah. Let's I don't want to put him in for the whole thing. I want to think about the bet sizing. What do I think he'll call? Let's try right there. but severely weakened. If I'd have bet the pot or put him all in, he wouldn't have called. Amazingly lucky. Amazingly lucky. King Queen doesn't make me feel supremely confident in the small blind when you haven't hit a king or a queen. I'm surprised he didn't call with that. Queen 7 offsuit. I will fold. Here, that's plenty enough for a bet. There's nothing going on over here, man. Of course, I'm focused on the other table because it's a final, but good lord. He's had enough of this. Ooh, a call. Oof. 7-3, man. It's just not strong enough. Either one of these, if they jam, I call. This is one of those great times. Like if he jams, I'm just gonna flat. In this case, I will bet. Damn, 9 out of 10. This is shitty. Let me bet that. The 9 and the 10 here, because of this limp, I'm gonna let this go. Not super excited about this either. I'm just gonna check here. I mean, it is just a pair of sixes. He could have a jack, though I think it's unlikely. I'll call that. The 10 is more problematic to me than the jacks. Yeah. It's like that's a rough spot for me personally to figure out what to do, but I was really happy to take that down. Really good chance I can take first place with that stack size. That was a real rough scene there. Over here, I think this is good enough with that stack size to just go ahead and put it in. They folded to me with 9-8 offsuit over here. Wow, number 19 called. He's been kind of loose. I wonder what he's got. They get a 5? 6? No, I do not. And I'm just going to make a standard bet here. I don't like Jack 10 offsuit, but I think it's enough for a bet. I think I'll just call. And he finally had it. Well, didn't want to double him up, but you know. Hmm. If he jammed, even if he has a king, I'm probably still going to call this far in. Yeah. Yeah. Give me another jack. God damn it. See, there's just nothing to do. I mean, I bet pre-flop and it's like the other guy's almost out. The other table, I just put it in with this, the king and the three. It just didn't have anything left. It sucks to get busted like that, but it's like I got a pair of jacks and he's calling bets with it. So, and it's pretty much heads up. The other guy has such a small stack. Yeah. Finally, let something go. I don't love this, but I will call. That's a pretty good draw for me. The problem is if he had something like King Jack or whatever, the challenge is he's more likely to have either one already hit the board or two, it's like have a jack, which leaves me a little open. I'd rather wait for the next guy to go out and then just play heads up against him. Better hand. And I busted out of the other one. I went out in 16th. Blech. I will flat this. I will check, and he will probably bet, and I will fold. All right, heads up. Let's see how this goes. I think I make 9. What is it? It's 9:45 either way. So 12:15 I think is first place. And this is probably going to be rough. He's been a little challenging because he got beat down at one point. I mean, he was pretty low and won his way back. Doesn't matter. Even if he jammed, I would call. I think this is strong enough with his range. He definitely could uh, be ahead, but I don't think he is. Yeah. Sweet. Ba-boom. Yes. Awesome. That was great. That was a good one. I felt really good about that win. I was nervous, a little nervous. Thought he might have had a higher flush. You guys have a good night. Thanks for tuning in.